Quick question before we start. How much of your paycheck disappeared last month on things you don't even remember buying? Because here's a number that should terrify you. In 2024, the median American household spent $78,233 on consumer purchases, a 5.1% jump from the year before. Wages? They crawled up just 3.8%, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Do that math with me for a second. Spending is outrunning earning every single year, and the gap between them keeps stretching wider like a rubber band about to snap. But here's the part that should really keep you up at night. A huge chunk of that money isn't even going toward things that make sense anymore. Purchases that used to be smart, reasonable, everyday decisions have quietly transformed into financial traps, engineered, on purpose, to take your money while giving you almost nothing lasting in return. And no, you can't blame this all on inflation. Inflation is just the stage. What's actually happening is a toxic mix of corporate pricing psychology, an explosion of subscription models, and fees stacked on fees, all wrapped up and sold to you as convenience. The economy you knew 5 years ago is running on completely different rules now. Things that felt totally normal in 2020 border on financial self-sabotage in 2026. Stick with me, because we're breaking down 12 things quietly draining your bank account right now. Some you'll see coming, others will genuinely surprise you. By the end of this, you'll know exactly where your money is leaking. Let's get into it. Number 1. Food delivery apps. DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub. They didn't just change how we eat, they rewired how much we're willing to pay for a meal to show up at our door. Let's pull back the curtain on how this actually works. These platforms charge restaurants commission fees of 15 to 30% per order. Restaurants can't eat that cost. They're already running on thin margins, so they pass it straight to you by inflating menu prices inside the app. Studies confirm app menu items run about 25% higher than in-store prices. And that's just the entry fee. Stack on a delivery fee, a service fee, a small order fee, a surge charge if demand spikes in your area, and then you're socially guilted into tipping on top of all of it. So that $12 entree you'd pay walking in, it becomes a $22 charge on your screen. That's an 83% markup, just to have someone else pick up your food. And it's gotten worse. Prices on these apps have climbed another 8 to 12% since 2023 alone. Order delivery twice a week at a $15 premium, and you're burning $1,560 a year. Invest that same amount at 8% for 20 years instead, and it grows into roughly $7,800, completely passively. These apps are built with behavioral psychology, specifically to keep you ordering, and their Dash Pass subscriptions create an illusion of savings that just locks you deeper into the system. By 2026, regular delivery use isn't convenience. It's a direct wealth transfer from your wallet to their shareholders. Number 2. Buying a brand new car. This might be the single worst financial decision the average consumer makes. The moment a new car leaves the lot, it loses about 20% of its value, instantly. On a $48,000 vehicle, the 2026 average, that's $9,600 gone before you've even hit your first stoplight. By the end of year 1, you've lost 25 to 30% of the car's value. Finance most of that purchase, and you're instantly underwater, owing more than the car is worth, trapped in a loan you can't escape without bringing cash to the table. Now flip the script. A 5-year-old certified pre-owned Toyota, Honda, or Subaru has already survived its steepest depreciation curve. Someone else absorbed that loss. With basic maintenance, these cars run 150,000 to 200,000 miles easily. The smart strategy: buy reliable and used. Ride the slow depreciation curve for 3 or 4 years. Sell before major repairs hit. You lose a few thousand instead of 10 grand overnight. And this isn't a hunch, it's data. The typical self-made millionaire drives something boring and reliable, purchased for a median $31,367. They see a car as transportation, not a trophy. Number 3. Casual sit-down dining. Restaurant prices are up 35% since 2019. That $12 burger? Now $16 to $22 almost everywhere. Add a drink and an appetizer, and lunch alone hits $40. Dinner for two with drinks? $100 to $140 for the exact same meal that cost $50 to $60 5 years ago. Portions are shrinking, service is stagnating, and the price of entry has doubled. Here's where they really get you. Drinks. That $14 cocktail costs maybe $2 in ingredients. That $4 soda? 15 cents. Coffee gets marked up around 2,000%. Food margins have collapsed, so restaurants survive on beverage profit. And beyond the money, a sit-down meal eats 2 hours of your time for a meal you could make better, at home, in 30 minutes, for a quarter of the price. This isn't about never eating out again. Celebrations matter. But the routine, multiple times a week habit is bleeding families $10,400 a year, when the same family could eat like royalty at home for $600 a month and pocket $3,000 in savings. Number 4. Stacking streaming subscriptions. Remember when cutting cable meant paying $8 for Netflix and getting everything? That's dead. Netflix alone is $15.49 now. Add Disney+, Hulu, Max, Prime Video, Apple TV+, Peacock, Paramount+. You're past $100 a month, $1,200 a year, more than basic cable ever cost. This fragmentation isn't an accident, it's the strategy. Split the content across enough platforms, and people just subscribe to all of them. The average household now juggles 4.5 streaming services, quietly spending $60 to $75 a month. The fix takes discipline most people won't use. Rotate. Subscribe to Netflix, binge everything you want for 30 days, cancel, move to the next one. You get all the content for $12 to $18 a month instead of $75. But only if you refuse to play the game the way it's designed to be played. Number 5. Fast food. Fast food's entire identity was built on being cheap. That's gone. A Big Mac meal runs $12 to $15 now. Chipotle's pushing $15. Even Taco Bell, the king of cheap calories, charges $10 to $12 for a basic meal. Prices are up 55% since 2019, with nearly 10% of that jump in 2023 alone. Nobody ever thought fast food was healthy. The deal was convenience at a rock-bottom price. Take away the price, and all you're left with is processed food at premium prices, with a home-cooked, genuinely nutritious meal now costing the same or less, in about the same amount of time. That weekly habit is quietly costing you $3,000 to $5,000 a year, money spent to hurt your health while padding corporate margins. Number 6. Upgrading your phone every cycle. A new flagship iPhone runs about $1,200. Slightly better camera, slightly faster chip, one new software trick. But here's the truth. Your iPhone 13 runs the same apps, the same feed, at basically the same speed as an iPhone 16 for anything you actually do day to day. Yet millions line up every year to spend $1,200 chasing upgrades that feel obsolete in 9 months. Stay 1 or 2 generations behind instead. A refurbished iPhone 14 costs less than half of a new iPhone 16 and delivers 98% of the real-world experience. Stuck on the 2-year upgrade treadmill, and you're burning $600 a year on pure depreciation. Money that, invested over a career, compounds into tens of thousands of dollars you'll actually need later. Number 7. The massive wedding. The average American wedding costs $35,000 for one day, one party, 6 hours of your life, and financial stress is consistently cited as a leading driver of divorce. Starting a marriage $35,000 in debt or wiping out savings to pay for it is an emotionally loaded, mathematically broken way to begin. The wedding industry has perfected charging a premium the second the word wedding is attached to anything. Photography doubles, flowers triple. A venue that's $500 for a business event becomes $5,000 for a reception. You're not buying better quality, you're buying a status markup. Research out of Emory University even found couples spending $50,000 plus on their wedding were 46% more likely to divorce than couples spending under $10,000. Beautiful photos don't pay your mortgage during a rough year. Number 8. Luxury travel beyond your means. Airfares up 30 to 40% since 2019. A $250 flight is now $350 to $400. A week-long trip for two, flights, hotel, food, activities, easily hits $4,000 to $6,000. A week at Disney runs $8,000 to $10,000. For a family earning $50,000 a year, that's nearly 20% of their income on one trip. The problem isn't travel, it's luxury travel your bank account can't actually support. That dopamine rush fades fast, the credit card bill doesn't. You can capture 90% of the experience for a fraction of the cost. Drive instead of fly. Book an Airbnb instead of a resort. Pack a picnic instead of another $100 dinner. Number 9. Buy now, pay later. Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay. Now financing everything from $50 sneakers to $30 skincare. Split into 4 payments. 0 interest if on time. Sounds harmless. But these companies are massive and profitable precisely because people miss payments and rack up late fees. Research shows BNPL users spend 10 to 40% more than they would paying up front because $200 triggers hesitation. But 4 payments of $50 feels like nothing. It's the same money. It just doesn't feel that way, and that's exactly the point. Number 10. Name brand everything. Detergent, cereal, pasta sauce, medication, cleaning supplies. You're paying a brand tax that funds their marketing budget, not better quality. Product testing consistently shows store brands match or beat name brands. Switch, and a household saves $1,500 to $2,500 a year on identical performance. What's changed isn't the impulse to pay for status. That's ancient. It's the scale of the markup and how brazenly it's exploited now. Number 11. Mystery subscription boxes. A $32 billion industry built on one trigger. Humans love surprises. Opening a mystery box fires the same reward circuit as gambling, but the products inside are almost always worth less than what you paid. That's literally how the company profits. And canceling is deliberately buried behind menus and roadblocks, betting on your inertia to keep the charges running. If you want a specific product, buy it directly for less. If you love the surprise itself, fine. Just call it entertainment spending, not shopping. Number 12. Your daily coffee run. A latte at Starbucks runs $7 to $9. Even plain drip coffee is $3 to $4 now. Meanwhile, a cup made at home with good beans costs 25 to 50 cents. Do the coffee shop run daily, and you're spending $2,190 a year. Make it at home, and that drops to $182.50. Invest the $2,000 difference for 30 years at standard market returns, and it becomes roughly $245,000, money you'll want in retirement. Coffee shops aren't really selling coffee. They're selling atmosphere and a status signal, and you're paying to be seen holding it. If that's genuinely worth $2,000 a year to you, That's your call to make. But most people never actually made that choice consciously. They just drifted into the habit before ever running the numbers. That's the real theme running through all 12 of these. The economy is built to make you spend without thinking. Algorithms manufacture impulse. Marketing manufactures desire. Financing removes the friction of not having the cash. Your only real defense in 2026 is awareness, knowing the difference between what something costs and what it's actually worth to your future. So, which of these 12 hit closest to home for you? Drop it in the comments, and if this saved you from a mistake, send it to someone who needs to see it too.